What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man Cam. Got my man Cleveland up in the Northwest. Shoot, we both up in the Northwest, and here we go. Here we typical day. I knew it was coming. Is it past the 15th of October? And it just couldn't hold out anymore, Cleveland. The rain is here. The rainy season has bestowed upon us. How you feeling, man? You got a big snap jacket on? What do you
Oh, hey,
putting the hoodie on?
I hear what you were saying. Yesterday you would have had a better argument, but today was beautiful. I mean, not a cloud, not a drop on the
It's
ground.
raining right now. What you talking about? It's raining right now. Where I'm at, it's raining right now.
It is not. I just double checked.
Yeah. Well, enough of the weather report, fans. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. We appreciate you. I appreciate you for hanging out with us. Sorry, I'm a little tardy. Cleveland, thank you. Appreciate your patience in the show. We want to jump right into it, Cleveland. We got some big games this weekend. We got some big games this weekend. We had some big games this weekend. I know there's something you want to talk about. You can't wait to get off your chest. We have some boxing. Cleveland, did you watch the boxing? Did you watch our
man. Yeah, man. Whenever you want to get to that, we can get to that. Because I did. I sat there and watched the whole 12 rounds.
Well, you're gonna have to let us know what you think, because I've seen highlights. I want to know what you think. But there was a lot. WNBA finals is going on right now, Cleveland. I don't know how much of that you're catching up with that, fan. But we're gonna jump right into it. It's October 16th, 2024. Week 313, Cleveland, at the Voice of the Fans podcast. Right now, fans, again, thank you guys for hanging with us and hanging out and waiting for the show. We're going to get into the NFL recap. We're going to talk about what happened last week, and then talk about what we see coming up this week. Cleveland, but each and every week, man, we play our numbers game at the beginning of the show. Then we have our This Week in History segment, just trying to give you guys some education, some reminders of kind of what went on back in the day and just recent history. And then we end the show with the quote, Cleveland. When you think of the number 16, since it's October 16th, week 313, we're going to look at number 16 and 13, Cleveland. When you think of number 16, who wore that jersey best, or whose name come to you first?
The number 16, who comes to the mind first is probably Tyler Lockett, just because he has been trying to reestablish himself as one of the better receivers in the league, and he plays for the Seattle Seahawks, in which case I am kind of rooting for him and have him in a few fantasy football leagues, not the Voice of the Fans league, which we will get to later. I'm assuming. If that's up to you, that's 100% up to you. But who wore it the best? Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, yeah. I mean, you could have said Doc Good and Lynn Dawson. Didn't Lynn Dawson get a ring and was pretty nice with the Chiefs? Yeah. When you think of number 13, Cleveland, outside of Slick Watts, who come to mind first, and who wore the jersey number the best?
Who comes to mind first is always going to be Golden Arm Dan Marino. The greatest quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Who wore it the best? Probably Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, I mean, Alex Rodriguez for the Yankees, he wore 13. Cut it out. I'm not buying that. Anyhow, Cleveland, this weekend, I mean, do you want to, let's roll back? Do we have to go all the way back to Thursday? You might not want to revisit that romping that your Seahawks took against the 49ers. And all right, Cleveland, just be honest with the fans. I think you truly like Brock Purdy, but it's become a bit for the show. What's your thoughts on Brock Purdy? Let's start right there. What's your thoughts on Brock Purdy?
Yeah, he is a serviceable quarterback that plays in an offense.
Serviceable quarterback.
Serviceable quarterback.
How insulting is that?
He is a serviceable quarterback that plays in an offense with a lot of incredible skill, position players, and a head coach that is a genius as an offensive mind.
Serviceable he gets. He was in the MVP race last year. Is serviceable is all he get. He's been in the 2 NFC championships back-to-back seasons, working on a third, and he gets serviceable.
So he wasn't able to perform in one of those because with a hurt elbow, and then he won the other one.
I said he made it to 2 back-to-back NFC championships.
Okay,
and how that's more than serviceable. That's more than serviceable. I mean, serviceable with all due respect, Gino. That's what you guys got in Seattle is a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah, I think they're comparable. I think that if Gino was
shame on you.
Offense.
Shame on you.
Oh, okay. So hold up. So you've been Gino's biggest fan for all these years.
Again, no disrespect, but Gino's a serviceable quarterback.
All of a sudden, the comparison doesn't hold.
Absolutely not. Did you hear what I said? Cleveland, regardless of what you think, if you think he can sit back there and he's the most fleetest of foot, he's the soft with the hands, or he has the biggest rocket arm, Cleveland, he wins football games. This is what I've been trying to tell you since last season when he had 3 wins in a row, 4 wins in a row, 5 wins in a row, and what he go 7-1, and think he lost his 8th or 9th game, and you still don't want to give the kid no credit. You still didn't want to get a kid no credit. He made the back-to-back NFC championships, and you talking about serviceable, Cleveland? I mean, you're bordering on. I can see if you can only see the message.
So he lost the game last week, right, to the Arizona Cardinals.
Did he lose the game, or did a field goal lose? Did they miss a field goal? I mean, he was a quarterback when they lost the game.
And that he was the starting quarterback for, right?
Oh my goodness gracious, serviceable quarterback. You got to be ashamed of yourself. Then why you got him starting on your fantasy football squad if he's a serviceable quarterback?
Fantasy football, he is somewhat of a commodity. He scores points. Sometimes he actually lost me my perfect season last week, Cam. But we can get into that when you're ready. You ready to get into it? We can get into it.
I'm just asking a question. I just want to know how to let the fans know how you really feel about Brock Purdy and how you're so biased. But then you over here trying to use them. You're over here trying to use them on the slide. That's disrespectful. That is very disrespectful. That is very disrespectful of you. And I'm glad he calls you your perfect season. I dare you to start him again.
Look at you taking pride in glory in the fact that I'm not perfect this season because of Brock Purdy. But then you want to talk about how great Brock Purdy is. But you saw he's not great all the time.
I didn't say he was Joe Montana, but he's been doing some very impressive stuff, and you better get on board and stop with the hate. That's all I'm pointing out. And then again, you showed your true colors when you picked him up on your fantasy and made him your fantasy quarterback. How much and been riding with him for the last 3 weeks. How much you really appreciate what Brock Purdy does out there on the football field. Because you recognize that he's moving the ball around. He's moving the game around and getting points on the board.
A perfect season in this football league last week. My guy, Caleb Williams, scored more points. If I had started Caleb,
if you had any belief in Caleb, you might would have started him. But you had more belief in Brock Purdy doing this thing than you got Caleb.
Stop listening to you too much, Cam.
Oh yeah, put it on here. Put it on me. The Ravens over the Commanders. Did the Ravens? I mean, I think we both had the Ravens winning this game, but the Ravens everybody expected the Ravens to win, so they were kind of in a tough situation. But did Commanders show you anything in that game there?
They absolutely did. They showed that they could stand toe-to-toe with those guys, and had it not been for a player or two here or there, they're very much in the game and perhaps even quite possibly won that game.
So now we have to go back because you didn't like Jaden Daniels initially. coming into the league. Where do you have Jaden Daniels now?
Right now, he is the best rookie quarterback in the league, and probably top 10, top 15 in the league.
Ooh. So you were very impressed with them.
Yeah, he's been getting it done. I was 100% wrong on that. I didn't feel Jaden coming out, and he is proving me wrong.
So is this a legit playoff team? Do you think these this is sooner than I wanted to talk to him about? Do you think they can win the division? I mean, they got Dallas right now who's stinking. They got the Giants who's stinking. The Philadelphia who just can't seem to get right. They were struggling with Cleveland. I was thinking Cleveland was going to come back and pull that game out, but just as the pressure mounted, it was kind of weird to see. Just even I'm now going to say that Deshaun Watson is done. Even I'm now. You know how much of a fan and proponent I was of getting Deshaun Watson down there in South Florida. But I have to admit that Deshaun Watson, and just as the pressure started to mount in that Cleveland game, Cleveland versus the Eagles, he just kind of wilted. And it was Cleveland is, you're in a tough situation. You're in a hook for like 130 something. Do you pay him? Do you just pay him all? Pay him to go away? Like, what do you? Do you bring in somebody off the bench? What would you do in that situation?
No, Cam, you pay him to stand on the sidelines. You do the thing that Al Davis did to Marcus Allen years ago. You just okay.
Well, that was different. Marcus had life in him. Marcus was balling a little bit.
No, that's cool. But what he did was he said, okay, you can just stand here on the sidelines for 2-3 years and just give you all your money. But no, you can't start. You can't play. That's what Cleveland's going to need to do. And it's not going to be with Jameis Winston or DTR.
Oh, so they're going to have to go draft somebody? Just draft somebody and put them in there.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, what again, even now I'm to the point where it's bad, Cleveland, when I'm to the point where I'm like, man, get a kid a chance. He's gonna be okay when he come back. Blah blah blah. It's been like 2 years now since he come back. Like that's, it's been like 2 years now, dog. So, I don't know how much helping I can give you in that situation. So yeah, Cleveland, they're gonna have to end up doing something, because that's not a good situation that he has. They have going with Deshaun Watson, and it's kind of sad to see. But the Buccaneers, you got Baker. Talking about getting somebody needing a new home, a new scenery. Baker done been around the block a couple of times. Do you think he finally setting in to be the quarterback that he gonna be? Is or he just serviceable as well?
He is just serviceable as well. They've had a pretty cake schedule to this point. And in addition, he did lose to Bo Nix, which was embarrassing and heartbreaking. However, he did come back and beat.
I don't know. Are you looking for perfection for some of these guys? You keep mentioning that they lose. It's a game. You expect them to lose every now and then.
I'm just looking for you not to lose to Bo Nix 26-7 at home. But he did come back and go on the road and beat his fellow alumni Spencer Rattler like a drum in the second half, and that was great. Won me some money. I was super proud of him.
We saw that coming. How about your Cowboys minus podcast Parsons get routed again by the Detroit Lions? What? Good Detroit Lions, bad Dallas Cowboys.
Good Detroit Lions established a running game early. They have a two-headed monster over there on Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, who steals a lot of touchdowns from you, which I understand, that's why you don't like him. But it says they have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta, and they run a real efficient offense over there. And they proved it. Once they get ahead, and they had a whole was that a week to kind of rest and regroup. And the thing when you talk about the Detroit Lions is how do they go forward without Aiden? That's the biggest question in the league right now.
Well, they're gonna have to trade for somebody, and Hassan Reddick now has been given permission to seek a trade from the Jets.
So hold it there, Cam. But the reason that he's not playing with the Jets is because he wants a long-term deal. So, okay, so we're supposed to trade for a long-term deal for Hassan Reddick? How's that make financial sense?
Because they're not going to pay Aiden this year. They're not going to pay him all his salary.
Oh, they are going to pay Aiden this year, and every year.
He obviously he's on track.
Why are you saying they're not going to pay Aiden?
When I'm saying obviously he's on contract, but he gets some kind of injury reprieve, I'm sure. So they will have a couple $1 million.
But Hassan wants like a 4 or 5 year, $100 million deal.
If we can make it happen, I'm gonna have to talk to my accountants here in a little bit. We got a meeting this afternoon, and we're gonna see how we can make this happen. Because if they can make this happen, not only do they get Hassan Reddick right now, which most people would assume that he's kind of hungry right now, right? He's chomping at the bit, ready to show he should be. I hope that's what I hear from him when I do pick up the phone and talk to him later on this evening. That he is hungry, that is ready to go. That he just itching to get on the field. If I hear I'm just relaxing and I just been chilling, that might not be talking about long-term money right there. But yeah, I want to get him to go because if I can get him in the door, not expecting him to fill the void of Hutchinson. But then when Hutchinson does come back next year, now I can have those two paired together and just make the defense even that much more ferocious. So I'll take, you can have my second or third rounder, which is going to be a high in draft pick anyway, because they're going to be drafted in the 27, 28, 29, 30, right? They're going to be the top 5 team in the NFL when it's all said and done. So they're going to be drafting late, or they're going to have that type of record anyway. So yeah, I'll give you a second or third rounder for that one, for Hassan Reddick. And yeah, we just need to get it done. Obviously, have to talk him into getting it done first. But yeah, absolutely. You don't think that's a good move?
No, because he wants long-term money and a whole bunch of it. He wants at least $100 million of it. So yeah,
we're gonna have to see if we can get it under the cap. If we can get it, if there's a chance, let's get it done.
But I know you always want to get players for 40 and some sunflower seeds. But
I mean, hey, so
what's going on?
Well, again, we're gonna have to talk about it and see. Do you want to have a chance to win? You come over here, you have a chance to win this year, next year, and throughout the 4 years of the contract, or you just want 4 years in New York.
Yeah, that New York didn't want it. So
I'm sorry.
So he had that in New York and didn't want it.
No. He saw what I saw. New York was a fraud and phony.
You did not see any of that for the season.
What are you talking about? I saw that from jump. What are you talking about? I got that on my predictions. Fraud and phony, and I saw that from preseason.
Well, he didn't want the money before.
No, he wasn't offered no contract for the.
I know. Why is Detroit extending him? Because they
got a hole. They got a hole. They can use them.
Okay, $100 million to fill that hole. I mean,
we're gonna have to talk about them numbers.
The Ford family is wealthy, so maybe they feel differently. It's like they might go all Woody Johnson on him and just like whatever it takes, and trade for him. We'll see, but I don't think so.
So what's going to happen? He got the new agent now, Drew Rosenhaus. What's going to happen to Hassan Reddick? Since you don't want him going to Detroit, because maybe that'll just scare you. I mean, they're not going to meet Seattle.
He's not going to get the trade that he wants because the other team is not going to be willing to sign him for $100 million, and he'll have to come back and play for the Jets because otherwise he won't get a serviceable year.
So you in full agreement with the Jets here? It sounds like you're in full agreement.
Hassan Reddick has not shown anything to convince me that he's worth $20 million a year, and that's what he thinks he's worth. So, yeah. You have to take your punishment and all the fines that came with missing all of those things. So,
right, he was due 14 grand. He got 11 million or 14 million. He got 11 million in fines.
Yeah, pay all that.
You're not waiving none of that? Look at you. Look at Scrooge Rothstein over there. Mm-hmm. Look at you. So he played in 2 of his 7 years in the league. He's missed a lot of games, and only in 2 of them. His first year, he played. He played all the games. He only started 3 games. In his 3rd year, he started 5 games. The rest of them, he started all double digits. In the last 3 years, he hasn't missed a game. Consistently getting after your quarterback. I mean, well, what do you want? Isn't that the game nowadays?
Yeah.
AP Defensive Player of the Year last year.
No less than 2nd round pick, and whoever team. I said no less than a 2nd round pick going to the Jets, and whoever the other team is that trades for him is going to understand that he wants $100 million. So we'll see.
He's from New Jersey. He was right there for the Jets. He didn't want to stay at home. Or is it all about the dough? Anyway, talk to me about your Jets now. Since Saleh left, obviously, your boy Aaron Rodgers clearing house. He called for Devontae Adams like in week 2, and he finally gets him. Does this change? Does this make them, in your opinion, does he make them a play? Did you think they were a playoff team? You had them winning the division, didn't you? You had them winning the AFC West or East, right?
Yes.
Does this help get you there, or maybe not so much?
Yes, trading for Devontae Adams helps get you there. It's one of the top 5 receivers in the league, and when he was with,
is he top 5?
Yeah, and when he was with
top 5, you can't name 5 better receivers than Devontae Adams.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. You go from there.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Would you rather have Amon-Ra St. Brown or Devontae Adams?
Cooper Kupp.
Nope, not having it.
Your boy Odell Beckham Jr.
Nope, not having it.
Huh? CJ Ridley.
See how you run out of names? You already run out of names.
Drake London. Terry McLaurin.
LSU homies, and you started running out of names just like that.
No, you said 2 guys.
I said 2 guys. I said right behind the rest. I said
DK Metcalf. No. Debo Samuels.
No.
Brandon Ayuk.
Nope.
DJ Moore.
Nope.
DJ Moore. Keenan Allen. Tank Dale.
Collins.
Stephon
Diggs. Marvin Harrison Jr. You're running out of
not Junior. Who's Michael Evans? Oh look, Michael Evans. He had to accept that one. Is that you eating that one?
No, because I realized how quickly you ran out of names. I threw 2 names out there. You can't name me another receiver better than
I named you a bunch of receivers.
Did not name any receiver better than Devontae Adams.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, 3.
Waddle. You got him at number 4. You got him at number 4. Top 5 receiver.
Unless you can come up with another one. I heard your list, so it's kind of suspect.
What about so how does this impact? Does it help or hurt the growth of Wilson on the other side? Who's going to be on the other? Who was the number one up until last week?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to be getting coverage from number 2 cornerbacks. Yeah, he's gonna eat them alive.
Yeah, he said Cleveland. I think he went to a party with Devontae Adams.
No. Nico Collins is on injured reserve right now, so no, it doesn't
count. So you think that puts him? You still confident that even without your guy Saleh, that Aaron Rodgers, as shitty as he's playing, he can get the Jets to the top of the division above? No, what?
No, I'm not confident with that. Their schedule looks really, really gruesome and tough going forward, and I mean, this next game is so unique. I mean, it's Russell coming back as the starting quarterback, but he's coming back against a team that just got Devontae Adams at home. Yeah, that's a weird, weird game, but it will decide a lot of how the AFC playoffs is going to play out.
We're gonna see. I think the Jets are a non-factor.
Jets are a huge factor if they win this game. And
if. So if Tua come back and they rattle all 6 straight, then all of a sudden you're gonna be looking at the Dolphins differently.
Well, for sure they have their number 1 quarterback back.
I'm just saying if is a lot of things can happen. And I'm not afraid to say it to anyone listening in New York, to all Cleveland and his homies, Robert Saleh and his former family. I had the New Yorks doing nothing, not going to the playoffs. Cleveland won't attest to it, but I can show you. I got evidence. And I don't think this. I like Devontae Adams. He's dope. I don't know if he's a top 5 receiver though.
I know, but you couldn't name 5 other receivers better than him, which was crazy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not sure he's gonna change the pulse of the Jets. And we're gonna see how it happens. But it's hasn't the defense been lacking, number 1? And if Aaron Rodgers still is seeing ghosts and still can't move in the backfield like he used to, it's not gonna matter. It don't matter who Jerry Rice could be running routes for him. If he's back there with happy feet and can't get the ball out, it don't matter who's. I mean, me, Jerry Rice could be out there and not doing anything. So,
I mean, Cam, you do realize that your guy, Greg Zuerlein came out there and hit the goalpost.
Yeah. I just told you that example when you asked me about Brock Purdy. Oh, he lost me my perfect season.
Ball off the goalpost.
So I mean, that's what happens. That's part of the game. You rely on the kicker. Sometimes they don't go. Sometimes they come through. Sometimes they don't come through. I mean, that's what happens.
Sometimes they come through. Sometimes they don't come through. That's what happens.
That's exactly what happens.
That does not happen.
So you try to say that to take the pressure off of your guy Aaron Rodgers. I just brought up the same exact example. But you accept it for Aaron Rodgers.
No, there's no pressure on Aaron Rodgers. All the pressure is on Aaron Rodgers. They just traded for one of the top 5 receivers in the league, and I already had Garrett Wilson. And I already said, get your coat. Like, I'm tired of this dude. Like, get rid of him. So, okay. Did all that.
The Jets are a non-factor. Non-factor. You hear me? Remember, you heard it here today.
If they beat
you heard it here today. Non-factor as it be.
If they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're very much a factor. Now, if they don't.
The Pittsburgh Steelers aren't a factor either.
the Pittsburgh Steelers are in second in their division. I believe they're actually ahead in their division because
my goodness. So you giving me stats? Were you giving me records in week 5, week 6?
Yep, I sure am.
Man, cut it out, man. Does Amari Cooper go into the Bills? Now, does he have the same impact as Devontae Adams going to the Jets?
Oh, absolutely not, because Josh Allen is not that accurate of a passer. And, and Amari Cooper, I mean, he runs really cool. I mean, I've been hearing all week. He runs such, pristine, distinct routes. That's great. But he has the most drops in the league for a number 1 receiver.
Yeah, things happen. He was playing in Cleveland. He was playing behind, what do you call it? What do you call it? He was playing catching passes from Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, the most drops in the league for a number 1.
Yeah, who knows what was on that ball? He's catching from Deshaun Watson.
Oh wow, that's foul.
So yeah, he's going. So you don't think he's going to have the impact? I think certainly he's going to have the impact. His impact might even be bigger than Devontae Adams in Buffalo.
I believe Devontae Adams is sleeping at Aaron Rodgers' house, drinking out of the
Yes, and that's the same, and that's part of the problem that the Jets are having now. Aaron Rodgers is secluded. He'll even let some people in the building.
Out of the same orange juice bottle that Aaron drinks out of. So I think they're cool. Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
and they both realized, what happened when they had to.
Oh my goodness! Oh my! So
and they got together. It's kind of like a J-Lo Ben Affleck kind of thing. Like, man, we had a thing going.
But if J-Lo ain't J-Lo, I mean, if she ain't J-Lo no more.
Well, Devontae is still that dude. Now the question is what Aaron has to bring to the table. And I saw some pretty miraculous, amazing Aaron Rodgers like throws on Monday night.
Oh, Cleveland dipping his toe. Cleveland is dipping his toe.
Bro, did you see Guy Williams fall down? He fell down. This is after dropping the other pass for the first down, but he fell down.
Oh, hey, you leave my guy alone.
He's not gonna fall down.
That won't be Devontae.
No.
How does this change your thoughts of Cooper, if at all? Cooper go from the Raiders to the Cowboys, now to the Bills. Does that change your impression of him?
No, I always thought. I mean, he is who I always thought he was. I mean, he's a cool receiver.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Where'd he go to school?
Oh, he went to the University of Alabama, Cam.
But he's a long time veteran. He might be the longest tenure. Let me take that back. He's one of the fresh new receivers in the league, though.
Oh, he's not like the other Alabama receivers. I don't make fun of the Alabama receivers. I make fun of the Alabama running backs. Get it clear.
Oh, look at you. Devontae Adams should unlock the Jets offense. How so? He didn't have good receivers to throw to in Kansas City? I mean, excuse me, in New York where they bumps?
But now he has 2 Pro Bowlers.
And Cooper will just be an addition to the Bills. I think Cooper's going to be nice. Now, and then he can coach up those young receivers. He's the guy that he's the example.
What do you know about Amari Cooper that says he's a good coach, coaching up those young receivers?
Amari Cooper don't have to say one word.
He knows about his business, does his thing. That doesn't mean
he can lead by example. Wow. They need to see a receiver being out there, being a professional. They don't have no idea what's going on. That's part of the problem.
They've been understudies behind Stephon Diggs for several years, so they understand.
Well,
that was your dude, right? Are you in Stephon done?
Stephon, he's pretty good. He's
okay. So you and Stephon are done. Say it out loud.
Me and Stephon is cool.
Nah, man. Nope. Nope. Not the way you drew the line in the sand about Stephon. Either he's still good or we're done.
No, Stephon is still good, obviously.
Nope. What do you say?
He's still good, obviously.
Okay, so he's still a Pro Bowler. Okay.
Do you think this means the Browns are tanking? Getting rid of Cooper?
I don't know if tanking is the word. I think that they understand that they got quite a bit of draft capital to get or to trade Amari. So they understand that they weren't going to win this year. Yeah.
So do you trade Myles Garrett?
No.
If the Lions call for Myles Garrett, are you interested? Are you listening?
We're doing the John Elway thing, like 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and
look at you.
players.
You try to cheat them out their whole squad.
I mean, you want the best defensive lineman in the game, top 3 on anybody's list. Yeah, you have to pay for it.
You touched on it a little bit. Tomlin been talking to Russell all week long. Would you start Russell over Fields? Fields went 2-0. Fields went 3-0. He's 4-2. Would you start Russell?
Justin Fields has started all the games this season, so he's 4-2.
No, I'm saying he started 3-0. Now they're 4-2.
Okay.
So would you start him over Russell?
Yeah, let's see what Russ has.
Are you ready to go to Russell?
Yeah, we've seen what Justin has, and it's
service. The party's over with the party's over already. He was just getting comfortable.
Who was just getting comfortable? I mean, those guys don't score any points, man. They average 18.4 points a game, actually.
So you brought in Justin Fields, and he got 6 weeks. He got 6 weeks. He goes 4-2 record, and you're done, Mister. I haven't missed a playoff game in so many. I haven't had
17 years.
I haven't had a losing record in how many?
I had a losing record in 17 years.
And you're just gonna yank your quarterback like this?
Yep. He sees what's going on in practice. He knows what the team is not able to do, and like I said.
So, young Tomlin, what do you expect to happen from this? Are you guys going to go? Are you going to go 4-2? Will Russell go 4-2?
Cameron, this is a really rough game to kind of throw Russ into because he's going into a game where the Jets absolutely have to win this game, or they're not going to make the playoffs. And you don't know if Devontae's coming, so you don't really know how to defensively scheme for him. And that defense is really, really good still, even without Saleh, the heart and soul, the architect of that defense.
The heart and soul, the architect of the defense.
Yeah.
So will Russell Wilson go 4-2 over the next 6 games for the Steelers?
I haven't seen the schedule for the next 6 games, so that's hard to tell. But I know throwing him back into this game is kind of like throwing him on the deep end of the pool. It's like, wow.
I mean, you were a quarterback though before.
It's very similar to kind of throwing Drake May out there first game. Wow, yeah, you'll be playing the Houston Texans. Like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for the promotion, but damn.
I mean, who you want to play?
You would like the promotion to come against a team that you had a little bit better chance of victory against than the Houston Texans. So
the Steelers play the Jets. Is that a win or a loss?
Can't say.
Is that they play the Giants?
That's a win.
Then it's a bye. Then it's the Commanders.
That's a loss.
So you got them at 1-2. Baltimore.
That's a loss.
1-3. Cleveland.
That's a win.
2-3, and Cincinnati.
It's a toss-up.
At Cincinnati. At Cincinnati, then home for Cleveland.
That's a win.
And at Philadelphia. At Baltimore. At Kansas City. At Cincinnati. But I'm just saying, you say this is okay. They lost to Indianapolis, they lost to Dallas, they beat the Raiders, and now they play the Jets. Like last week against the Raiders, that's the most points he scored. So he coming off his highest scoring season, the highest scoring game of the year. You benching him, boy. You guys is tough out there. You guys is tough. I guess. I mean, that's a tough one. Does Fields start another game this season for the Steelers?
Quite possibly. Russell Wilson is not as durable as he once was. And, if he doesn't have a whole lot of success against some very difficult opponents, I'm sure the hook is pretty short.
Were you surprised with the Eagles struggling with the Browns? I kind of told you a little bit of my thoughts on it. Were you surprised by that? Because that was a close game all the way until, like I said, Mr. Fizzleman just fizzled out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you always have to be a little bit concerned when you're struggling with the Cleveland Browns. They don't do anything particularly well. And then the addition of A.J. Brown coming back, he looked very much like A.J. Brown. So it was like, wow, this is kind of weird. I think they run the ball, fairly effectively. And so I can't really say as to why the game was such a struggle, but it was. And
will you now? Did you hear Jerry blast a radio host?
No.
You didn't hear Jerry?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, Jerry told him you're just. They asking him, Jerry, like, why didn't you do this? Well, you should have did this. Jerry's like, that's not your job. Your job ain't to ask me questions about what I'm doing with my squad. And if you guys knew, if you guys with the mic in your hand, if you really had all the answers, you should be heading to the owners meeting like me. Jerry was hot. Jerry was on one today. Is frustration setting in for your Cowboys?
Well, I mean, it's coming off of Jerry's 80th birthday on Sunday that they lost that.
Took a whooping.
He's already not in a good mood. I mean, there's the look on the bright side. I have the highest valued franchise in all of sports at $10 billion that I bought for $140 million. So that's 100 times what I bought it for. And I do, run and own the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. On the flip side of that, I want a Super Bowl right now. And you have all this money tied into Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, which are, I'll say top 10 at their positions. And you're realizing that that's not enough. It's just not enough to do it in the NFL. And so you're frustrated and you're taking it out on the people that are, nitpicking at you. But remember, I own a $10 billion. I have a James Bond yacht out in front of my house. So I can only, hear about people nitpicking about me for so long before I flip and get mad. And plus I'm 80. And, I know I don't have a whole bunch of time left and I want to see one soon. And I haven't gotten to Super Bowl since Barry Switzer that I placed for because I was being bitter and petty. All this bad juju has come on me since then. And, it just it all just, kind of came to a head, Cam.
Would Jerry go back in time if he could? You think Jerry, when he's on that Superman yacht out there, do you think he says, "Man, if I could only, I should have had a drink later. I shouldn't have had that third drink. Maybe I shouldn't have had that third drink so soon." Because man, what I was not a Cowboy fan, but they were built. They were built for the long haul. They were built for
They
the
were built
long
for
haul.
orange and green. They were built from a coach that understood what his players needed, what his players wanted, how to get the most out of them, and how to put them in the best position to win.
I mean, Jerry, um, Patriots Drake May first start against the Texans. 20 for 33, 200, almost 250 yards, 3 TDs, 2 picks, 88 QBR. Cleveland, what do you think about Drake May?
Rule number 16 of my book, The Life and Times of a Fantasy Football or of a Sports Gambler and the 44 Essential Rules for Success, is that you bet against the rookie quarterback. Now, that being said, Drake May played quite impressive against a pretty good defense, so I was not expecting him to do that well. I was expecting him to flounder, much like Spencer Rattler and Bo Nix in his first game. But no, he came out poised, composed, did a lot of things. The game was never ever close or in question, but you can see why they picked him with the number 3 pick in the draft. And let's see what happens going forward.
I mean, do you expect him to take off? And a lot of people were expecting a lot of the other guy out of Alabama. Why am I having a brain fart? Number 10. Well, a lot of people were expecting Mac Jones, but nobody really was expecting anything about a Drake May. Do you think this is going to be a reversal where Drake May is actually good?
It's too early to tell, Cam. It was just the first game at home. They're about to go across the pond to London. We'll see how he responds to that atmosphere, that environment. And, from what I saw, he looked not as shaky as you would have thought. And, it was week 6. So, yeah, a lot of practice, a lot of the pundits were saying he should have been starting a long time ago. And, here we are. So, 500 is kind of optimistic. I think he wins 5 games.
Excuse me, fast.
Last year.
Cleveland, what's your thoughts on the international Super Bowl?
I don't know what that means.
A Super Bowl being played in Brazil, in Germany, in England.
No.
You don't like kind of branching out, growing the sport?
You can get a game or two, here or there, but the Super Bowl, no.
So you much prefer the Super Bowl going to be in Atlanta than some foreign country?
Yes.
How'd your picks go this week, Cleveland? How'd your pick go?
Cam, they weren't bad.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The game we disagreed on Green Bay, Arizona. I had Green Bay winning that game. Any more belief in Jordan Love?
No, not yet. No.
Oh, you still hating on Jordan Love, huh?
Not hating, just not any more belief than before.
The Colts beat the Titans. Richardson should be playing this week. You ready to go? When he's healthy, he starts.
When he's healthy, he starts.
Okay. Well, let me see what else we agreed on. I had Baltimore. You had Washington. Was you had Baltimore just choking up, not be understanding the moment, or what? What was the logic
Well,
there?
there's two things about the Ravens. Number one, they play with their food. Everyone knows.
Well, okay.
Number two, they have a tendency to have a big letdown after a big win and not take their opponent the next week as seriously as the week when they had the big win.
Oh, okay. So you were looking for a letdown against. I mean, can we say he's having an MVP season, Jaden Daniels?
No.
We cannot say that.
MVP season? No.
I mean, that efficiency they're playing with, bro, is bananas right now. Their record is as good as the Ravens, even though they just lost to them.
He's playing at a very high clip. I wouldn't say MVP caliber. No.
Ooh, we want stingy over there. We also disagreed on. I had Cincinnati beating the Giants. What did you see in Daniel Jones? And I mean, who is their running back? Singletary.
No, it is not. It's actually Tyrone Tracy Jr., who I just watched carve up the Seahawks defense.
Okay.
And the Cincinnati Bengals actually have a worse rushing defense than the Seattle Seahawks. So I thought that they would be able to replicate that same type of performance, which they were not. However, the Cincinnati Bengals won that game 17-7. So it's not like they were just beating the hell out of them. So,
I mean, did they beat the spread?
They certainly did.
I had Indy, Tampa, and Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I won all of those. Ding, ding, ding. And you had San Francisco, Washington, and Buffalo.
Yeah, so I lost the one game by a half a point. But Cameron, I applaud your perfection.
You see, you know them.
But if you scroll up, because I am, on the gambling side of things, when you look down your picks, do you notice anything?
What do you mean when I looked at my picks? What are you talking about?
Which is very unusual for the NFL. Look down your picks real quick. Just take a glance at your picks.
What do you see? What do you notice?
The favorites were perfect. And as a matter of fact, the only favorite that didn't cover the spread was the Philadelphia Eagles at 8.5 because they only won by 4. Every other team on your list covered the spread and won. The favorites.
Tampa, yeah, I guess they were.
So you're quite the front runner, and that's cool. I mean, if you just pick all the favorites.
Oh, cut it out. Sometimes
you win the games. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah, really.
You didn't even notice, huh? You didn't even notice you were doing it, huh, Cam?
Look at you, Cleveland. Cleveland is a you.
No, scroll it back up. Let's go game for game right quick.
Huh?
Let's go game for game right quick. Okay, Frisco, yeah, they were favorite. Chicago, yeah, they were favorite. Green Bay, yeah, they were favorite. The Colts, yeah, they were favorite. The Texans, yeah, they were favorite. Oh, New Orleans. Okay, I'll give you that one. There's one.
Uh-huh.
So scroll on down.
I mean, all of my picks. I mean, I didn't have to look at the
favorite, Baltimore favorite, Chargers favorite, Pittsburgh favorite.
Oh my goodness, this guy.
Detroit favorite, Atlanta favorite, Cincinnati favorite, Buffalo favorite.
So you deserve points for going against the
no, I did not say that. I just said.
But what about our picks against the spread? Do we pick those, or is that kind of the NFL thing? What is that?
Oh no, you picked those, and you picked all the favorites.
And what about our confidence picks? Does that have anything to do with favorites?
Well, I mean, we tied there. So again, you picked all favorites.
Oh my goodness, this guy. I'm not sure which non-favorite you picked though, Cleveland. Which underdog did you pick again in your confidence picks?
Not in my confidence picks. I didn't pick any.
You didn't pick. Oh, you didn't pick any.
I'm just saying, Cameron.
Oh, you didn't pick any.
It's kind of an anomaly that the week that you picked all the favorites won, except for New Orleans. No, all the favorites covered except for New Orleans and Philadelphia, but all the favorites won except for New Orleans.
Oh. So
let's look at favorites this time.
Let's look at
New Orleans. Okay, you tried to go against the grain. Okay, you went Patriots like me. Tried to go against the grain.
Like you, huh?
Okay, and then look at him. You try to get a little out of the box. Okay, I like it. I like it.
So I do got Jordan Love. Ready to show impressive world. That's going to be a good game, though. Green Bay and Houston. That's going to be a really good game. Another really good game is this Kansas City and the Chiefs, or Kansas City and the 49ers.
Well, let's get right down to it, man. The two best games are the Lions and the Vikings.
Ooh, Lions. That's going to be a good game.
And then the Chiefs and the Niners. Ooh, we rematch in the Super Bowl. Ooh.
This game actually.
You can scroll down. I can't see who are picking that other game.
There's two games on Monday night. That Chiefs Niners game needed to be on Monday night.
Okay, so you with the Chiefs. Okay, so you riding with young Mahomes. Okay, over your Purdy guy.
The Steelers and the Jets. That was a hard time picking that one.
Mm-hmm. So can you tell the fans why you picked against Brock Purdy?
He playing Patrick Mahomes. What do you mean?
Okay, so
cut it out.
So he's just serviceable. He doesn't have enough weapons to win at home against the Kansas City Chiefs without their starting running back and two starting receivers.
Patrick Mahomes. Did you hear what I said?
I did.
Oh, okay. That's why I picked the Chiefs.
Brock Purdy's not good enough.
No, that's why I picked the Chiefs because they got Patrick Mahomes.
Brock Purdy took him in against the spread. Okay, so you don't believe him, Brock Purdy. Okay, as much as you say
KC plus one, you giving me KC and some points? Oh, I gotta take that. I take that twice.
It's at San Francisco.
Twice a weekend.
It's at San Francisco against a team that they win overtime against in the Super Bowl.
Give me points. Give me points.
Okay.
Give me points.
You don't really believe in Brock Purdy as much.
I hear you try to keep throwing Brock Purdy's name out there because you want somebody to talk about it. I hear you talking about him.
As much as you say you do, you would have picked San Francisco. That's interesting.
Not really. Not really. Not when Patrick Mahomes is on the other side of the field. Like I thought you know that. I identified Patrick Mahomes from a preseason game.
Higher Arsenal, less Christian McCaffrey, and Patrick Mahomes has none of those players. But okay.
Yeah, I don't. Does he need them? Has that been a problem so far? Has that been a problem for the Kansas City Chiefs so far?
I took the Kansas City Chiefs as well, but I'm just saying you and Brock Purdy are joined at the hip.
So the picks against the spread, I got Seattle, Green Bay, KC. Again, I'm pretty confident Seattle can go down to Atlanta and beat them guys. Like, I mean, how they letting you in? They might not be letting you down in the Soto district after that pick.
They'll let me down there if the Seahawks stop the run, but then they'll agree with me wholeheartedly, 100%.
Ooh. And who you got? You going Cincinnati? You going Cincinnati minus a 6? against the Browns. You know belief in Deshaun, huh? You got the Rams. Look at favorite 6.5. Is that the only ones you could pick? Was the high numbers? You're looking for whichever number is higher on Cleveland. You should have took the Bills over the Titans.
It's 8.5. Cam, that's a lot of points. I mean, we'll see. I took the lesser points and the teams that were the more dominant. So.
So, our confidence pick for next weekend, I got Cincinnati, Washington, Baltimore, Philly, and Buffalo.
There we go.
Cincinnati, Washington, Baltimore, Philly, and Buffalo. So you got a couple of the same teams I got. Cincinnati, Washington. Did you try to copy? Look at you. You must have seen my list first, huh?
No, not really. I have some teams that are on your list, most notably the Los Angeles Rams.
That's the one team that's not on my list. The one team. That's it.
And you have Baltimore pretty confident going to Tampa Bay. Okay.
Yeah, why not? That's not an issue at all.
Cool.
Not an issue whatsoever. So let me see. What you think about any takeaway from the NBA Hall of Fame? Cleveland?
No takeaway from the NBA Hall of Fame. Didn't even know it was going down this weekend.
Oh, you didn't know Chauncey was getting put in the Hall of Fame?
They put Chauncey in there?
Oh, come on. You didn't know that?
No.
What?
Mr. Big Shot made the Hall of Fame?
Hall of Famer.
Oh, wow.
Simone Augustus, Vince Carter. You said
I knew they were throwing Vinsanity in there. I didn't know that they were throwing Chauncey in there, but okay.
Oh, you're not a fan of Chauncey getting in the Hall of Fame?
Like that. This sounds like that kind of Hall of Fame. Oh, okay. Vince Carter's and.
Ooh.
Sure.
He's taking shots at Vince Carter.
Did Jalen Rose make it?
Oh wow! Oh wow! Taking shots.
Andre Iguodala in there? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, are you taking shots at Adam Silver in the Hall of Fame?
The NBA Hall of Fame is different than the other Hall of Fames. We all know this. It's the third less stringent criteria to get in there.
But you out here taking napalm bombs to the Chauncey Billups getting in.
Yeah. And not napalm bombs because it's the NBA Hall of Fame. That's what I said. Like, oh, okay. That makes more sense. It's the NBA Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's low. Oh, that's low.
No, the bar is low to get in the NBA Hall of Fame. It's not as high as the other sports. That's real.
That's disrespectful, sir. I think you're being way disrespectful, bro.
So do we move off of football to basketball without talking about what happened in fantasy this week? Or are we getting back to that a little bit later, or just skipping that altogether?
I mean,
up to you, 100%. 100% up to you.
Oh, you just reminded me that you want to talk about it?
I just reminding that it is still a topic that, we typically conversate about, but if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
Okay, well, yeah, we're moving on to basketball right now.
Okay, cool.
Clean out it. Simone Augustus, Doug Collins got in the Hall of Fame. Jared West posthumously made it in. Michael Cooper made it in. You don't think Chauncey's a Hall of Famer? He won a championship with the 76ers. No, excuse me, with the Detroit Pistons.
And that's great, man. Yeah.
I mean, playing gritty ball. He bounced around the league for a minute. Took him a while to, a moment to get comfortable. Played for 3 or 4 teams.
Chauncey Billups is a Hall of Famer.
So I'm sorry?
No, I don't think Chauncey Billups is a Hall of Famer, so that we don't have to keep going around about those weird accolades that aren't really accolades. If we could just stop it right there.
Wait, hold on. Why are you so down on Chauncey? I'm just wondering.
I mean, Chauncey's a really cool cat. I've met Chauncey a few times. That is a really, really legitimate, cool ass dude. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Wow, Cleveland been tough tonight, fans. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not. He's just calling out. I don't know what's up. Make anything out of DiVincenzo beefing with the Knicks during the preseason game?
He's upset that he couldn't be part of the 5 heartbeats, and that's unfortunate, man. He thought they were going to run it back and win the Big East one more time, and they just split up. It's business. He's
just a bitter breakup. Is that what you calling this?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on Lonzo Ball playing to take court again for the first time in like 3 years?
Damn. Happy for him, man. It's been a long, long time. I don't, I don't want to have unrealistic expectations, but I mean, he hasn't been playing for 3 years. So, I mean, once he gets kind of back up to speed, I mean, he'll still be Lonzo Ball, right? Number 2 in the draft.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Was you happy with that number 2 pick in the draft?
What's that?
Were you happy with that number 2 pick in the draft?
At the time, yeah. Only took about a half a season to realize, oh no, that was quite the mistake. Yeah.
Thoughts on Joel Embiid saying he won't play back-to-back games for the rest of his career?
It's probably for the best. He's just saying what those kind of players like him and Kawhi Leonard are.
Wow.
How
does Kawhi get thrown in
there? Publicly, but he's just saying, yeah, man, my body can't hold up to playing, back-to-back games.
I don't know how Kawhi taking shrapnel here all of a sudden.
It's not. I mean, Kawhi hasn't played all preseason. I believe he's not even predicted to start the season on the active roster, and I'm pretty sure
he'll be on the roster. Come on, look at you putting out fake news on.
No, is he going to play in the first game of the season?
Well, he'll be on the roster. He might not play.
He'll be on the roster, but he's not going to play the first game of the season, right? He might play the first 10 games of the season, right?
Well, who knows?
And so what I was saying, because you so rudely interrupted me, was just like Joel Embiid, he's probably not going to play any back-to-back games the rest of his career. And it's probably for the best because he's too frail and fragile to play back.
Oh, see.
Just like Joel Embiid.
He couldn't help himself but to try to take some shots. You couldn't help yourself, could you?
I mean, why else can't you play back-to-back games, Cameron? They're all important, right? All 82 games are important. You miss the playoffs by a game, and because your dude is not playing back-to-back games, and there's 14 of those, and I believe I saw in part of the interruption, there's 15 back-to-back games for the Sixers this year. So if he misses all of the back-to-back games and like 5 other games, he's not even eligible to be the MVP of the league, no matter what he does. And same thing with Kawhi. It might be game 2022 before they roll him out there.
I don't see a problem with that, to be honest with you.
I know.
Save him to January.
You'll see a problem with it. It's because Kawhi Leonard is not durable, and you want to see him at the back end of the season when it really, really counts, right? which is what they thought. The Olympic team thought the same thing as well. And what they
did they?
Was my knee hurts.
Oh,
and so you want to wait until like late December, early January out there, and then April say my knee hurts again, which I understand.
This just tickle you, doesn't it? Talk about a man taking pride in talking about a man's hindrance. It just tickles you, doesn't it?
That dude is making how much money a year, Cameron?
50 plus.
Okay.
But what that? I mean, did that have something to do with his knees? Should his knees all of a sudden be healed because he makes 50 million?
Not feeling sorry for him in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That he's not going to play a full season, and that he probably won't play until December, and that when he does, he's not going to play any back-to-back games. And crossing your fingers that him and James Harden are both healthy in April.
Fans, I gotta show you this, fans. I gotta show you this. I'm tempted to. Okay. I'm tempted to do something real quick. Let me see if I can do this real quickly, Mike. Just real quick. Can I do this? Oh, I can't do this. Can I do? I don't think I can do this. Oh. How can I do this? How can I do this, Cleveland? How can I do this? Okay, here we go. Do one more try right here. No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Okay. All right.
What the message you were trying to convey to myself and the fans.
What's that? No, I was trying to show you guys. I was trying to show the fans this. Can you see this?
Oh yeah, we got it.
All right, fans. This is our 2024 NBA seeding predictions. We're gonna miss next week, so we're gonna miss next week the kickoff to the season. So we're going to get some NBA discussions breaking down Cleveland. I have the Thunder having the best record in NBA, more than likely. With their additions of Hartenstein and the guard from Chicago that you guys Caruso. Hartenstein and Caruso, I think they're going to be exactly what the doctor ordered for the Thunder. Hartenstein doesn't want to score the ball. He want rebound and hustle. He's going to be able to be a nice compliment to my skinny man from Utah. And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander just going to get better and better and better. And then the two Williams boys is just getting better. That team is going to be filthy, Cleveland. You have them finishing second to the Timberwolves, who I have finishing second. Why do you have the Timberwolves finishing ahead of the Thunder?
They're just going to repeat on the same thing they did last year. Anthony Edwards is going to benefit from his experience playing around a bunch of other Hall of Famers, multi-champions, and kind of absorbing kind of their routines and habits and mindsets. And, they were the number one seed last year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they'll retain that.
So you think they'll be just as good without Cat?
Oh yeah, Julius Randle is pissed, and so is DiVincenzo. What you saw, yeah, they're pissed.
Okay, well that's not a bad thing if you're Minnesota, is it? I have the Grizzlies coming in third. You got the Nuggets. I got the Grizzlies making a strong resurgence back to the top of the Western Conference. You apparently got them in the play-in tournament just behind the Pelicans. Do you understand Ja Morant is on that team?
I do. Do you understand that Ja Morant is on that team?
That's why John Moran has something to prove. He's had 2 wasted seasons thus far. You don't think he's ready to show his worth?
Sure, but I mean, he's we're 7 seasons into it now.
So, and what does that mean? What has he shown you in the first 5 years of his career?
That he was a fantastic, brilliant athlete that hits the floor too often, which is why he's oft injured, and he's going to hit the floor too often this year and miss 20 to 25 games. They won't be the number 3 seed for sure.
Cleveland, they'll be out of the Grizzlies won't be in the playing tournament. You got something on that?
I got 5 pounds of ribs that the Memphis Grizzlies will not be the 3 seed. How you feel about it?
No. That's not that wasn't the question. I said
no, I know. I said no.
They're going to make the playoffs.
I said no to your question, and I asked you an additional question. I said I have 5 pounds of ribs that the Memphis Grizzlies will not be the number 3 seed in the Western Conference at the end of the season.
No, I'm not putting anything on that.
I have 5 pounds to your 1 pound.
Because you're louder doesn't mean anything. I'm not putting nothing on that.
Okay, thanks. That's all the fans need to hear.
I got Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks.
Fans, when you hear 5-1 and someone says no, what's that mean?
The Mavericks coming in 4th. I got them beating out the Nuggets. The Nuggets aren't playing for a first round. I mean, they're not playing for a number 1 seed. They're just going to be playing. I think they kind of got worse actually, and not because they signed Russell Westbrook. I just think they're looking for
Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
They lost Pope. They lost Brown. I was going to say they lost Brown a couple of years ago and still haven't been able to replace him.
You saw that
they haven't replaced him.
Lower level role player, but I'm talking about like a high level role player.
Like Contavious Caldwell-Pope, they were on the same level.
Continue with your list.
We got the Suns. I got the Suns at 6. Do you have the Suns in? You got them at 7. Come on, how do you get the Lakers in there?
How do you have not the Lakers not on your playoff list? That's weird.
Because the Lakers are going to be garbage.
Warriors on your list, and they just lost Klay Thompson, and Steph and Draymond are a year older. That's weird.
But you got the Lakers finishing 6th, Cleveland?
Yeah.
How so? Behind the Kings, that's very interesting. You have the Kings number 5. Interesting.
I do for the regular season.
Okay. But, I mean, AD played 75 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
You have him playing more than 75 games this year?
Well, Cam, again, he was able to get a lot of that Olympic experience, being around a lot of, Hall of Famers and multi-champions, and kind of absorbing and soaking up kind of some of their habits. And I think he's going to come out very devoted and dedicated to trying to get this thing righted. Back to the Western Conference Finals and see what they can do.
Man, come on, man. Do you have the Pelicans? You do have the Pelicans at number 8. You even had the Rockets in the playoffs, or in the playing tournament anyway. I mean, is that just as like the Clippers?
Well, I mean, you already said Kawhi is not going to play very many games, and I mean, when Kawhi is not in the lineup, who's their number 1 player? I mean, it's James Harden. I mean, how many games is James Harden going to play? And when James Harden doesn't have an opportunity to win or look good, I mean, he tends to not show up, right?
So do you So you don't have any faith in Kevin Porter Jr.?
No.
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 I mean, he's gonna have to turn. If he's gonna have to be a play out of this world for the Clippers to be any good.
Okay, well, if that's what I mean, listen to yourself. Wow.
I'm just saying.
I know, but listen to yourself. Kevin Porter Jr. has to play out of his mind for the Clippers to make the playoffs. And wow, what are the chances of that?
I mean, you don't think him?
I get arrested for beating a girl up in the parking lot in the back of Costco.
See, you ain't right. you ain't right, man.
Why didn't he play last year?
Huh?
Why didn't he play last year?
He had something going on.
Okay.
He had some business he had to take care of. But now he's straight.
When you constantly have to watch a person about what they're doing outside the lines, you can't really depend on them to play like they have to play out of their mind for you to make the playoffs. That guy.
Well, are you mad that he went to USC and didn't go to Washington?
No.
You sure? It had nothing to do with this. It had nothing to do with your feedback.
Nothing to do with me.
Your commentary.
Nothing to do with the commentary with regards to this show.
I don't know, man. That sound kind of skittish, man. Cleveland, who's your MVP this year?
Luka Doncic.
Who's the defensive player of the year? You got coming up this one.
Go with Vic Wemby.
Rookie of the year. Oh my goodness.
Dalton Connect.
Oh my goodness. Really?
Yeah.
So he's gonna lead you guys to the 6th seed.
I mean, we'll see what he can do. He's gonna have a whole lot of freedom and wide open threes. So if he performs the way he should, yeah, be nice.
Most improved player.
The most improved player is going to be Lonzo Ball.
I mean, I got Kevin Porter Jr. If he plays that good,
I know. If he plays out of his mind, they're gonna make the playoffs, and he's gonna be the most improved player. But if that girl keeps messing with him in the Costco parking lot, Jack, cuffs it is.
I mean, but this is a NBA. This is Los Angeles. You know they got some. You know the media or the police, I should say. The NBA police is on that dude. You can't just be floating around Los Angeles causing a bunch of problems.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Cleveland has no faith in what basketball topics you want to add to the list, Cleveland. We got a big list that you're going to be looking forward to this season that we have not already identified. We talked about who has the best chance of winning the ring. How does Tyus Jones impact the Suns? Can we call Orlando an underdog? Will the Bucks be better than a 4 seed in the Eastern Conference? Who won the most game between the Knicks and the Sixers? I think it is. Yes.
That was a question in the back of my mind, and the one thing that I'm going to look forward to seeing is how much better the Spurs are with a real point guard and a real Yoda teaching the point guard, and Victor Wembanyama coming off the Olympics, getting a silver medal. And yeah, I know he didn't like that losing in France in front of everybody. They weren't happy. He's holding that in. We'll see what's up. Are they a 500 team? Are they a playoff team?
Playoff may be a bit much. But I think if we see some unity out there, and with Chris Paul, you expect to see a more than unity on the court, anyways. Will we see that, and will the guys kind of adopt that style, if you will? What else you got?
Will Chauncey Billups last through to the All-Star break as the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers?
I mean, they know now. That kind of came up over the weekend or Friday night. They know now what they want to do with that position. Are
What
they?
do they want to do?
Uh,
What do they want to do?
no. Well, they haven't announced it. They haven't announced what they want to do, but they know now what they're going to do. This team, the way this roster is put together, is not going to tell you anything about Chauncey Billups. It's not. You know what I mean?
That wasn't what I said. I said, will Chauncey
Will,
Billups?
will he last? So what you call it? Will he last till All-Star break?
Yeah.
And why not trade? Why not trade him this? Get rid of him this off season if you were looking to cut him or fire him. You know what I'm saying? Why not do it
Because you were hoping that the Chauncey Billups leadership took this team to like at least the next step, but they're already going to be without Shaden Sharp, and already heard Scoot Henderson making statements. Did you hear Scoot's statement?
What School say?
What did he learn the most about his time as a rookie in the NBA? And it was like how to eat good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
so if your best player is saying that that's what he learned from an entire season of NBA basketball, and your second best player isn't even going to be around until December, well, how long is your head coach going to last?
fair enough. He just got inducted to the Hall of Fame. He's
great. He's a Hall of Fame player. I don't know what that means about coaching and raising this team up to the next level because I don't see it.
Let me see. What else we got? The Trailblazers. I'm just taking notes. What else you got? What else is on your mind heading into the basketball season?
I'm interested to see if Klay Thompson can score 20 points a game.
Oh, well, will he average 20 points a game?
Yeah.
No, I can tell you that now. I'm gonna answer that now. No, he won't average 20 points a game. Didn't he just come off of Ofer one night?
Oh, and in the preseason, I don't watch preseason in the NBA, so I don't know.
You don't know if he can average 20 points a game? No, I can tell you that right now. You got something on Klay averaging 20 points a game?
No.
Oh.
That's what I was curious to see.
Yeah, that ain't happening, bro. Not happening, man. Ain't gonna be able to do it. Fans, we thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. Each and every week, we like to bring you guys a couple different segments of the show as we talk about the NFL. We talk about the NBA. Another segment I want to bring to you guys' attention. I want to talk about this week in history. We're just some random topics in the history of America that I thought a lot of people should be aware of. Some not. Starting with October 13, 1914, Cleveland, Garrett T. Morgan patents a gas mask, which he called the Morgan Safety Hood and Smoke Protector. October 14, 1830.
What else did Gary Morgan do?
What else did Gary Morgan do?
Street lights.
Street lights. Yeah. October 14, 1834. Henry Blair of Greensnosa, Maryland, successfully patents a corn planting machine. The patent is one of the first to be filled with by a black person in America. 1834, patent a corn planting machine. Was that the big roller thing that just went down the planting?
I don't know enough about corn planting to know. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
October 14, 1964, Martin Luther King became the youngest man ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize, 1964. 10:15 October 15, 1901, President Roosevelt invites who to dine with them at the White House as his guest in esteemed making. Can't tell you that part, but who was that? Who was the esteemed Negro educator to become the first African American to dine at the White House as a guest of a president?
I would have to say W.E.B. Du Bois.
Booker T. Washington.
Ah.
William Hastie is nominated for U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals and becomes the first African American judge to sit on the court. October 15, 1949. October 15th, 1991, Judge Clarence Thomas, is confirmed as 106th Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court, becoming its second African American. Obviously, the big thing was the hearing he had to go through, right? And then the lady went to sue him. Was it Anita
Hill?
Anita Hill went to sue him or testify against him.
For sure. And then also replacing the only African American Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall, who had died a year before.
1968, Wyoming Tyus becomes first African American to win the gold medal in the 100-meter race in two consecutive Olympics, 1964 in Tokyo, 1968 in Mexico City. Wyoming, that's what it looks like. On that same day, in that same Olympics, sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos gave Black Power salute during the medal ceremony as the national anthem plays in the Olympic Games in Mexico City. Smith and Carlos had won the gold and bronze in the 200-meter dash. Cleveland, October 16, 1995. Where were you at, Cleveland? October 16, 1995. And did you go to the Million Man March?
I did not go to the Million Man March. I was probably here watching the Mariners play in the playoffs.
Not October 16th. You weren't. Not October 16th. Cut it out. 10/14/1994, Cleveland. Pulp Fiction released on an $8 million budget, Cleveland. How much money do you think it made on opening weekend? $8 million budget.
Opening weekend, $32 million.
Nah, not only $9 million.
Oh, okay.
But that nine
first week.
What's that?
Said paid for everything first week.
Yeah, done. Yeah, now everything else goes to you guys. That's pretty crazy. I mean, can you think of? Obviously, there have been a lot of bombs in the movie industry. But what movie have you been anticipating more than Gladiator 2? Is there a movie?
Oh my God. I saw the trailer for that, man. I almost threw up and threw the remote at the TV, man. Oh my God. Gross.
What, you don't want to see Gladiator 2?
Oh my God, that looked terrible.
Cleveland. The nephew is not gonna be the Gladiator.
And cut that out. I saw the trailer, like, no chance.
Oh,
I might not see that till 2026, bro. For real.
Cleveland. What do you think about the top 25? The Canes at number 6. You believe in the Canes?
They're not the sixth best team in the country, but sure. I mean, the way the rankings work, until you lose a game, yeah, you continue to move up.
Oh boy. Oh, that sound like supreme hate to me.
Not at all. You know, I love the Canes, man. Come on.
Well, I mean, so what? What you? Why you hating on the Kings? Why can't
Because
you?
they haven't really won any signature games, and the reason that they're that high up is because they're the Miami Hurricanes, and that's how the polls work. Until you lose and other teams lose, you just keep on moving up, and then once you lose, well, then they kind of start to assess like where you really truly belong.
Once they lose, so you just waiting for the bottom.
I'm
For the
not.
bottom to fall out. That's what it sounds like.
It's up to them to continue to win games, and if they do that, then hey, continue to move up or hang tight at 6.
Mm. All right, fans, against my better judgment. Against my better judgment, fans. Um, that's not what I want to show you. Oh, against my better judgment, fans. You know, I have to be a fair, impartial um, host of the show, and you know, I can't win everything. I can't go perfect every week for fans. Like I did with my pick segment, my picks against the spread, my confidence. But I can't go perfect every week. And I don't win every single fantasy game. And so I'm gonna take a step back and let Cleveland puff out his chest about this W that he got last week. Go ahead, Cleveland. There's the list. What you got to say, Cleveland?
I'm so sorry. I don't see the matchup from last week. It's not showing. It's just showing the rankings of where. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's all you need to say.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, yeah, I'm still number 1. That's great. Thanks. Like Curious One said, I'm still number 1. Cool. Thanks. If that's how you want to show, that's fine.
I mean, was I supposed to show something else?
Nope. Only if you wanted to.
I mean, the Stars, you in trouble next week, buddy.
Okay. I thought we were talking about last week. If we talk about next week, well, I mean that's something different.
I mean, what happened last week, Cleveland? That you can't.
I don't know. What happened last week?
That you want to talk about, fans? Can you guys see this embarrassment? Half my team. Let me tell you right now. Let me show you my team, fans.
And for fans that can't do that quick, easy math, that's a 58-point ass whipping.
Fans, Patrick Mahomes was on a bye. Justin Jefferson was on a bye. Jahmyr Gibbs was on a bye. Okay, my team. I was left with Andy Dalton, Roma Dunze.
Every team that plays in this fantasy football league has players that are on a bye, and it's up to the general manager to pick players that are not on bye at the same time. And clearly, Cameron didn't fully understand that, and that it could come back to haunt him. And apparently, that's what happened. So I'm not trying to speak for you, Cam, but yeah, my team was extraordinary that week.
And look, fans, look who's starting. Look, fans, and this is how much of a fraud this dude is. Fans, anybody who watched the show knows that Cleveland doesn't like Brock Purdy. But what do you see here? You see Brock Purdy starting for his team.
And fans that watch the show, you know that I'm just waiting for Caleb to get his sea legs underneath him. And the last 2 weeks, he's actually outscored Brock Purdy. Both weeks.
But who would you start?
I haven't decided yet, Cam.
Man. All right, fam. I'm sorry to bore you with that stuff. I'm sorry to bore the fans with that stuff. My bad, fans. So Cleveland's giving He's saying, "Oh, the Canes are only top in the top 10 because they're the Canes, like not because they've done anything
I
special."
said because of their ranking and they won all of their games, and the other teams behind them have lost some games, and they continue to move up. I did not say it was just because they were the Miami Hurricanes.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard you taking shots at my Hurricanes. That's exactly what I heard. So, do you agree with the rankings?
It's really, really early, Cam, and it's hard to say. I mean, it really depends on perspective, and a lot of times it's regional. So this is the first one. Let it out, and then the teams will play themselves out, figure out what's happening.
But you had does Texas still deserve to be top 25?
Texas is the number one team in the country.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I meant. Do they deserve to be number one?
Yeah.
And Archie's still quarterbacking, right?
No, he's not.
They actually put Heward back in the game.
Yes, he is their starting quarterback.
I mean, he won't be for long. What do you think? Who's number 2, Cleveland?
Who's number 2 in the country?
Yeah.
Oregon Ducks.
Did it hurt you to say that?
No, they beat Ohio State at Oregon. Reminiscence of the Pac-12 going to the Big Ten. Yeah, show them something.
Oh, you root for Oregon?
I mean, we're newcomers to the Big Ten, so yeah, man. When one of the former Pac-12, take out one of their top guys, yeah, I like it.
How's Washington doing?
They beat Michigan last week, the number 11 team in the country, and then kind of fell on their face at Iowa. Not happy about it, but
they went to Iowa, but that was a different game. See, they haven't been in those games, although it wasn't snow.
They just the number 11 team in the country at home, beat them, and then went to the cornfields and couldn't pull it out. So,
who you got winning the WNBA finals?
Liberty.
What's the score? Have you seen the score for that one?
I have not.
Let's see who's winning that one. You think they're gonna win the whole series?
I do.
Liberty won tonight. Sabrina Nescu hits game winner in the final seconds of the game of game 3. It's 2-1, so it's the best out of 5, right?
I believe so.
Well, there you go. Liberty up 2-0. Did you see? What do you know about Buford and Better Be? If Cleveland, go ahead and tell us about it. What you thought of that fight?
I watched it. I am sorry to say, fans, it was not a very entertaining fight.
Oh, here we go.
And then I unfortunately had to go back to my my original hypothesis is that
here we go.
Big prize fights are predetermined who the winner will be, and unless it's a knockout or an incredible performance from the other person, they will just go the other way. They will go with who they already predetermined to win the fight. I thought Bivol won the fight. They gave it to Benavidez, and I don't think it was cool.
So you did not enjoy that fight?
It wasn't that entertaining, Cam. I mean, there were moments where like, ooh, they're about to get down. I was like, oh, okay, but few and far between.
Really, I missed the fight, Cleveland. I got tied up, man, working on a house project. So I missed the entire fight. By the time I saw anything happening, it was 8:30 at night. But had I had those 2 extra hours, I might not have missed a fight.
Well, Pacific Standard Time is always rough for you.
But you say it was not a B-ball didn't take him. I saw the highlights. I mean, I saw a lot of connecting, a lot of punching. A lot of B-Ball walking down. Better BF walking him down. Like, not impressed with either of them. Their ring generalship.
No, I thought Bevo had better ring generalship. Bitter BF did that thing, that walk down thing every once in a while, but not often enough to win the fight. I had Bevo winning 7-5, and some other judge had Bitter BF winning 8-4. So that was completely like just bananas.
Not what you saw. Yeah, I thought that was a wild scare. Cleveland, I cannot. So I watched some highlights of it, but I can't go back and watch a sporting event if it's already played.
It's hard to do.
It's very hard to do.
Especially
like,
you know what happened, who the winner is. It's incredibly hard to do.
Yeah, if it wasn't, if I didn't know who the winner was, maybe you're right. But knowing who the winner was, I just can't do it. Watching a football game, a basketball game, like I hate that I missed it, but it's just like I can't go back and watch it. Like, and I don't know. Like I can't watch. Like all I need to do is see. I saw the game. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I wonder if I'm the only one with that problem because I just can't. I can't. I haven't brought myself to watch the fight, even though I really was excited about it. I just can't bring myself to watch it because I saw enough highlights. I saw enough chatter about it. I want to see a rematch. I guess is the only thing is where I'm at. I want to see the rematch. How much more is this Major League Baseball playoffs? How much more exciting is it this year than years past? Or is it? Do you believe it is?
About the same. It's a little bit more exciting because there's more star power at the end of it. I mean, we're getting to the NLCS and ALCS, and we have arguably the top two players in the league that are still participating. So that makes it a little bit more exciting. But the actual outcome, I mean, it depends on where you're from and what you're expecting. But it's been quite entertaining to this point.
Who won tonight? Do you know? Can you pull that up?
The Dodgers won that.
Oh, so the Dodgers back on board?
They're up 2-1.
Okay. The Dodgers beat the Mets. Do you think the Yankees? I mean, Yankees are up 2-1 too. Are they going to lose? Are we going for the Dodgers? Is it going to be the Dodgers and the Yankees, like you mentioned?
I think so.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it. It's the teams with the top two payrolls, and again, the top two most entertaining players in the game. So let's see what happens.
Are the Guardians and the Mets just in the way?
No, the Mets are really, really good, and the Guardians are really, really good. So they're not going to bow down or lie down to these guys. But I just think that those other teams have just a little bit too much talent, and ultimately they will prevail.
When do they give out the? When does Shohei get his second MVP trophy?
Mid to late November.
Okay, so not far.
No.
Okay. Cleveland, if I had my soundboard, I'd be thanking you for your time, man. Fans, we're off next week. We'll be off next week. Got some travel stuff involved. Check out my YouTube page. I'm gonna get a chance to. Well, my plan is to get a chance to walk the Intuit Dome Cleveland next week. So you guys will see my videos from live at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. That's the plan anyway. So check me out on YouTube, Voice of the Fans on YouTube, if you want to see that behind the scenes look at what's going on there at Intuit Dome, Cleveland. So Cleveland, you get a little break from me next week, and then we'll be back with you guys here in a couple of weeks. God willing. Fans, we do this thing that not many people do. We play our numbers game at the beginning of the show. We give you This Week in History towards the middle of the show. And then I want to end the show with the quote. Unless Cleveland, you have something to say?
No, go right ahead, bro.
Where can they find you, Cleveland?
At Clevie Wonder on TikTok and Twitter, and at Cleveland on Instagram.
And you can just hit us up on the show at _ voice of the fans, at _ voice of the fans on Twitter, or X if you just want to randomly communicate, randomly drop a line, hit that like button, and hit the subscribe button, fans. If you have not done so already, please. That helps it with the algorithm, helps get our show top of mind, keeps our show top of mind. So thank you guys for supporting in any way you can. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Also, if you go to the voiceofthefans.org website, you can scroll to the bottom of that front page and see the Cash App. If you can and are willing to donate to the cause, hit that Cash App, man. Everything I receive from you guys goes right to the show. So what I need to do now is not only working on relocating here soon, but I need to prepare for a better studio. Get an actual studio together, fans. So that's kind of my next project. But thank you guys again for tuning in. And the quote I have for you guys tonight is from who's the most famous soccer player right now, Cleveland.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
We don't want to tell our dreams. We want to show them. Show the people what you got, fans. Show the people what you got. Show the people what you could do. Instead of tell them about what you can do, show it to them. So that's my quote out to you guys this week. Show them what you got. That goes for you too, Cleveland. My show what my show enough fantasy football team got, because we're gonna come back and it won't be long before we sit in the top of this league, Cleveland. Just to let you know.
For sure.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast, and as always, fans, thank you for making our voice your choice.